Helen.
Good. Got my message.
Yeah, first thing. So what's up?
I heard a bit of news about someone you might be interested in.
Like who?
Dave Nugent.
So what's Nugent been up to now?
I've heard he's planning a job. He's been asking where he can shift a load of leather jackets in a hurry.
Is he planning to hit a warehouse?
Either that or a wholesaler's.
Any idea when?
Any time in the next couple of days.
Is that all you've heard about Nugent?
What do you mean?
Well, we had a break-in at Grixon's CD warehouse last week. Nugent's name was mentioned. I just wondered if you heard anything, that's all.
Can't say that I have, but I can ask around.
Thanks.
Anyway, I'd better get on.
Who's looking after your store?
As a matter of fact, I'm not working down the market anymore.
Since when?
Last week.
Why didn't you tell me?
I didn't think you'd be interested.
Come on, Ellen, you know the deal. If circumstances change for you, then you let me know.
Right.
So what's prompted this?
Dunno. Suppose after 15 years, I was just fed up. Felt like it was time for a change.
Phillips, WPC Page, PC Loxton, Sun Hill. What's going on?
Well, I was due to drop my normal delivery off at Harper State, but when I got here, the place was all locked up and no one was answering.
What time they normally open?
8 o'clock, and there's always someone here. When I spoke to your sergeant, he said he was going to phone the key holder, see what was going on.
Yeah, he did and got no reply. Do you know who the owner is?
Brian Winters. He runs it with his wife, Bev. This is their car. That's what made me think there's someone inside.
Police, anyone there?
I've tried all that.
Sierra Oscar from 469. Reef Fashion Wholesalers in Ashholm Street. Persons believed locked in premises. Authority to effect forcible entry.
Minimal damage, please.
Stand well back, please. Polly, in here.
Are you all right?
Can you hear me, mate?
Yeah. Is he going to be all right?
I think so, yeah.
Are you Mrs. Winters?
Yeah.
Is that your husband?
Yeah.
What happened?
This bloke drove up. I was prime for directions. And then he pulled a knife on him.
Then what happened?
He got him inside.
Oscar from 363
and then he
receiving.
went for him.
Go ahead, Steve.
Just for a few
Ambulance
leather
required.
jackets.
47
This bloke, can you
Ashholm
remember
Street.
what he looked like?
One male, unconscious.
Tall, big.
Steve.
That's it, really.
Yeah, well, someone's had a right go at him.
I know. Bastard!
All right, Brian?
Yeah.
Thanks. Mr. and Mrs. Winters.
That's
Yeah.
right.
D.I. Johnson, D.S. Gregg, Sun Hill. We'd like to ask you a few questions about the burglary this morning. Can you tell us what happened?
We got into work about 7:05, and this bloke drives up in a white van and wants to know how to get to the home care centre. So I go over to the van, give him directions. He pulls a knife on me.
What did you do then?
We went inside. He tells me to empty the safe out, so I open it all up, and he just goes to me like some sort of madman.
Can you remember what he looked like?
Right, well, about 5'7", 5'8", I'd say. Sort of skinny build. And maybe late 20s, early 30s. It's not a kid anyway.
Only, Mrs. Winters, when you spoke to WPC Page, you seemed to think the man was fairly tall, heavily built.
Yeah. Well, that's how he seemed to me. The general impression I got.
Anything else you can remember?
No. Sorry.
Any idea what was taken?
100 ladies' black leather jackets.
Worth how much?
About 7.5 grand. And another 1,500 from the safe.
Right, thank you. That's been very helpful.
Thanks. What do you reckon?
Dave Nugent. It's got his MO written all over it.
Well, Brian Winter's description was certainly a match. Not the wife's. What do you make of her?
Not sure. I also got a tip-off this morning.
Oh, yeah?
Seems our friend Nugent's been putting feelers about where he can shift a whole load of ladies' leather jackets in a hurry.
And you reckon this tip-off's pretty sound, do you?
100%. Hello, Dave. Mind if we come in?
You got a warrant?
I wouldn't dream of seeing you without one.
Ah, I see you've had the cleaners in then, Dave.
That's what you're going to do. Nick me for not doing the washing up. I was watching that.
We're investigating a burglary in Asham Street.
Oh, I see. And you couldn't think of anyone else to fit the frame, so you thought you'd try me. What am I? Sun Hill's all-purpose villain or something?
Where have you been this morning?
Well, what sort of time this morning are we talking about?
7:30 onwards.
Well, at 7:30, I was in bed. Sleeping the sleep of the peaceful and the virtuous.
And after that?
After that, I got up and I went out as I promised to do some repairs for an old friend. Their bath's been leaking.
This old friend of yours, what's his name?
What makes you think it's a bloke? As a matter of fact, it's a lady, Ellen Stevens. 23 Doral Road, Farley Estate. You can look it up on your computer.
Why did we look around?
Suit yourself. Not going to find anything.
So, what time were you at Ellen Stevens?
Well, I got there about, what, 7:45, left just before 9.
And she was at home while you did these repairs, was she?
Oh, yeah. I mean, she even cooked me a breakfast. We go back a long way. Oi, come on. You satisfied?
Not entirely, no. David Nugent, I'm arresting you on suspicion...
You listened to what I said. I've told you where I've been and who I was
on
with.
suspicion of burglary. You do not have to say anything unless you wish to do so, but what you say may be given in evidence. Do you understand?
Do you hear what I said? Have you actually been listening to what I've been telling you?
Yes, you were with a woman called Ellen Stevens. Well, let's wait and see what she has to say, shall we? Come on. Hello, Kim.
What are you doing here?
I need to talk to your mum.
You can't. We're due down the antenatal at 12.
Yeah, well, this won't take long. What's all this, then? Somebody moving?
No. Just having to clear out of Dad's things.
I thought it was about time I got rid of Stan's old clothes. I mean, he's hardly going to come round here for them when he gets out. So what's going on?
She says she wants to have a quick word. Do you want me to stay?
I'd prefer to talk to you on your own, Helen.
It's okay. Mum and me don't have any secrets, you know.
Probably best if you go then.
So, when's a happy event, Kim?
What happy event's that?
Well, I suppose it's one way of keeping you out of trouble, eh?
You reckon? See you later.
Do you want a cup of tea?
No, thanks. Ellen, how well do you know Dave Nugent?
Not at all, really. Used to be a big mate of Stan's before he was sent down, but these days the only time I ever see him is if I happen to be in the pub with Kim. Why'd you ask?
When did you see him last?
Yesterday.
Where was that?
Well, down the Tamworth Arms.
And have you seen him at all since then?
No.
That tip-off you gave us was pretty accurate. We had a burglary this morning, fashion wholesalers, Ashholm Street. Only when we spoke to Nugent, he said he was round here.
Well, he's lying. I was with you first thing.
Nugent also seemed to think that you and he were old mates, that the two of you went back a long way.
Oh, yeah. That hard up for a woman, is he? Well, come on. I wouldn't have thought I was exactly his type.
So why would he give you as an alibi?
Well, maybe you should ask him that.
Oh, come on, Ellen. Someone like Nugent doesn't just pick a name out of thin air. Did he arrange with you that you would be his alibi?
Of course not.
Then why would he say he was with you?
I haven't got a clue.
How did you hear about this job?
I can't say.
That doesn't answer my question. Where did you get your information from?
I heard Nugent talking to this bloke in the Tamworth Arms.
Do you know his name?
No, I've never seen him before.
What did he look like?
Tall, big build, fair hair, 25, 26.
Ellen, when was this?
Last night.
Okay, thanks.
Gov, I've got a lead on the CD warehouse job, the one Nugent was in the frame for. Apparently some of the CDs have turned up in the second-hand shop on Tarwin Road.
Right, can you and June get onto it straight away?
Yeah, how'd you get on with Ellen Stevens? She back up Nugent's story?
Not exactly, no.
What did she say?
She gave me a couple of leads I want to follow up before we talk to Nugent.
Anything I can deal with?
Not right now, no.
Hello, here we go. Oh. Yeah? You're the owner of this shop?
Yeah, why?
Yes, Greg, WPC Ackland, Sun Hill. And you are?
Porter, Matthew Porter. So what's going on?
We've reason to believe that stolen CDs are being sold in this shop and we've a warrant to search these premises.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, this sort of thing, actually. Wild crew, very popular around here, aren't they?
Another box by the same band here. Where'd you get them?
Look, I was told that the record company's gone bankrupt. They were selling them cheap, so I said I'd take a few boxes.
Is that right? Well, according to this, the record company's based in Santa Barbara, California. Suppose they just happened to be passing by here.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they got a local base or something.
OK, let's stop wasting time, shall we? Who sold you these CDs?
I told you, someone came round from the record company.
And what was the man called?
It wasn't a man. It was a woman.
Hi. Can I have a word with the landlord if he's around, please?
Who wants him?
Detective Inspector Johnson, Sun Hill.
I guess you want to talk to me then.
Do you know a Dave Nugent?
Yeah, I know who you mean.
Was he in here last night?
Maybe.
I was told Nugent was in here talking to another man. Mid-20s, fair hair, big build. Ring any bells?
Can't say that it does.
What about some of Nugent's mates, people he drinks with?
Nah. Look, the last time Dave Nugent came in here was Sunday lunchtime, not last night. And he wasn't with a bloke, he was with a girl, having a bit of a barney. All right?
This girl, do you know her?
Know her? Ha! She's been barred from half the pubs around here for picking fights. She's called Kim Stevens.
Thank you so much.
How you getting on with Nugent?
Slight problem, actually, sir. Can we have a word?
Yeah, sure. Come in. Take your seats.
I got a tip-off this morning about this job on Asham Street. The problem is Nugent's given my snout as his alibi.
How'd you meet her?
Her husband was in the frame for armed robbery. She helped to send him down.
Oh, no, that was it. Have you spoken to her?
Yeah. According to her, she has no idea why Nugent would give her as an alibi.
And you believed her?
Well, given her past track record, I didn't totally disbelieve her. Until I found out that her daughter, who's pregnant, has been seen with Nugent. Also, you remember the raid on Grigson's warehouse?
Yeah, the one you've been questioning Nugent about.
Yeah, some of the CDs have turned up in a second-hand shop in Towin Road. Now, apparently the owner claims a woman brought them in and the description matches my snout.
Do you reckon her daughter's pregnant by Nugent?
It's a possibility.
Well, that could be it then. Your snout took an exception to their relationship. She wanted him off the scene. What's the daughter like?
I did her for possession and assault 2 years ago.
Nice family. She's still in the area?
Yeah, she lives in a squat on Canley Road.
Well, I'd have a go at her then. Chances are, if she knows her mother's a snout, she'll know what else her mum's been getting up to.
Who let you in?
You moving out?
None of your business.
I asked you a question.
I'm going back to my mum's.
Really? Helen didn't mention anything about it this morning.
I didn't realise that was part of the deal. That she had to tell you what I did as well.
I haven't finished yet. Why are you moving back to your mum's? I thought you couldn't wait to be on your own.
Would you bring up a kid in a dump like this? Can I go now?
Not yet.
What do you want?
Tell me about Nugent.
What about him?
Anything.
Well, he's a conceited jerk and a complete waste of space. Do you want any more?
Ah, yeah. Heard you two had a bit of a bust-up. Sunday lunchtime, Tamworth Arms?
No.
Even you can do better than that. Is Nugent the father of your baby?
Are you joking? Do you really think I'm that desperate? I was telling him to leave my mum alone.
Why is that?
Because she's sick of him walking all over her.
Is your mum seeing Nugent?
My mum had a one-night stand with him 2 years ago. Only Nugent, being the jerk he is, seems to think that he's done her some kind of favour and that she ought to be so grateful that any time he wants someone to do his dirty work, she'll come running. So I was telling him that she's had enough.
So, did Nugent ask Ellen to sell some CDs he nicked from Grigson's warehouse?
No.
Only a woman matching the description of your mum sold 6 boxes of bent CDs last week.
Well, it weren't her. He asked her to do it, but she told him to get lost.
Why? I thought she always did his dirty work. Why not this time?
Because he's got another woman.
Do you know her name?
Just her first name. Bev.
What's the matter?
Oh, so there's still life in here, is there? I was beginning to think you'd all gone home.
Well, I'm glad I could put your mind at rest. Is that it?
No, it's not. I've been stuck in here for nearly 2 hours now. I'd like to know when somebody's actually going to get round to interviewing me.
Well, I'm sure D.I. Johnson is looking forward to it as much as you are. very funny.
Ah, Sarge, I think I may have got a lead on those CDs we bought in.
What's that?
Well, I found part of a label on the bottom of one of the boxes, and when I checked out the name of the company on the label, they turned out to be a local storage firm. I think it might be worth going round there.
Right.
So you want to check deposits made around the 16th and 17th, right?
Yeah, we think a number of boxes of CDs were left here around about that time.
Well, have you got a name?
No, I'm afraid we haven't.
And it's CDs you're looking for, yeah?
That's right.
I know there was a lady in a few weeks back, left some boxes of CDs, but I don't think it was on those days. I think she said she was moving house or something. No, I'm wrong. Here we go. Paid on the 17th.
And what's the name?
Beverly Winters.
Hello, Mr. Winters.
Have you found who done it yet?
We've got a pretty good idea, yeah. Beverly, could we have a word with you outside, please?
Well, I'm not going to be able to tell you anything new. Won't be a minute.
Any idea how long they plan to keep him in?
A couple of days, I suppose. Depends how he gets on.
Must have been very distressing to watch your husband being attacked so viciously for no good reason.
Yeah, it was.
Or was it all part of the deal you had with Dave Nugent? Rip your husband off and then get Nugent to do him over?
Perhaps you'd like to tell us about the raid on Grigson's warehouse. And the CDs you put into storage?
When did you get him?
We brought him in 3 hours ago.
And he's been saying it was my idea to do Brian over. The minute he started talking about doing this job, right, I said, Dave, you've got to promise me one thing. That no one gets hurt in all this. And he's all blind. He just... Get the jackets, get the money, straight in, straight out.
How did you meet Dave Nugent?
At a club. It was my sister's hen night. Dave was in there with his mates and we just got talking.
Did your husband know you were seeing someone else?
No. And even if he did, I don't suppose it would register.
Why is that?
All Brian thinks about is the business. All he lives for.
So your marriage has been going through a bit of a rocky patch.
I wouldn't call it rocky. I mean, rocky makes it sound almost exciting. Like, you know, we actually bothered to have rows.
And Dave Nugent seemed exciting.
You don't have to patronise. I mean, come on, I'm 44, you know, not 16. Dave was desperate for me to leave Brian. It was like, you know, right from the start, he wanted me to move in. But like I said to him, we're neither of us kids. If I leave Brian, how are we supposed to manage? So he said, OK. If that was all that was stopping me, I'd sort something out.
So you decided to rip your husband off?
Dave said that if we set it up right, no one would lose out. That Brian could claim on the insurance and we'd make enough of it to get away. And he also said that under no circumstances would Brian get hurt.
Do you know what Nugent was planning to do with the leather jackets?
Some mate of his was going to buy them later on today. I don't know who.
Any idea where he was storing them in the meantime?
No.
So, what were you going to do once he'd sold the jackets?
I was supposed to be meeting him 9 o'clock tonight. Bags packed. Ready to go. Mind you, even if you hadn't turned up, I wasn't going to show. I mean, if he could do all that to Brian, how long was it going to be before he'd start on me?
Taped interview with David Nugent. Officers present, D.I. Johnson, D.S. Gregg. Commenced at 2:40 p.m. I must remind you that you are still under caution.
Oh, I'm glad to see you finally made some time to slot me in.
Where were you between 7 and 8 this morning?
Oh, I don't believe this. I mean, has anybody actually gone round to Helen Stevens and checked with her where I was?
Oh, yes, we've talked to her. We've also talked to another friend of yours, Beverly Winters. She happens to have made a full statement about your joint involvement in the raid on Grigson's warehouse and the break-in this morning.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know any... What's her name? Beverly Winters?
Oh, do give it a rest, Dave. Beverly's already told us more than enough to send you down. Seems she wasn't too impressed by your caveman antics this morning.
You say you've spoken to Ellen?
That's right.
She must have told you where I was this morning.
You do expect a great deal of loyalty, Dave. Especially after dumping Ellen to go off with Beverly and then rubbing her face in it.
Has Ellen made a statement?
She said she hadn't seen you since yesterday evening. Anything else you think we should know about?
Yeah.
What's that, then?
Well, before you start getting sorry for poor Mrs. Stevens, I think you should go round and have a chat with her. And this time get a good look in her back bedroom.
For what?
100 ladies' black leather jackets.
Which she's been storing for you?
Till 4:30 this afternoon. 50 quid to her as soon as I'd sold them.
It's Kim, Ellen's daughter. Thought you were moving in, not moving out. Oi! Very funny. Mind if we look in the van?
You mean I've got a choice?
No, not really. What's this then?
We're going into the rag trade. Gonna start up our own business.
Oh, yeah? If this business is all above board, why did you run as soon as you saw us?
I don't know. Natural instinct, I suppose.
Kim Stevens, I'm arresting you for handling stolen property. You do not have to say anything unless you wish to do so, but what you say may be given in evidence. Do you understand? Where's your mother?
No comment.
Fine, I'll just go into the flat then.
Do you want me to come with you?
No, I think it's best if I go by myself, since I've known Ellen for quite a while now.
Didn't you know her and your mum are good friends then?
No. As a matter of fact, this is the first I've heard of it.
Going somewhere nice?
I thought I'd pop down to Ilford to see my mum. Now I'm not working and everything.
Don't lie to me, Ellen. We've just seen Kim outside loading the van with the leather jackets I believe you were holding for Dave Nugent.
What's he said?
No wonder you were so keen to see me first thing. He must have known as soon as he'd given you as an alibi, I'd pull him straight in. That'd leave the coast clear for you and Kim to disappear with the cash and the jackets. You made a right fool out of me.
I saw an opportunity and I took it. Simple as that.
Yeah, and took me for a nice little ride in the process.
Well, join the club.
What is it?
Just wondered if you were ready to come back to the Nick, man.
Yeah, just about finished here. Helen Stevens, I'm arresting you for handling stolen property. You do not have to say anything unless you wish to do so, but what you say may be given in evidence. Do you understand?
Of course I don't count, do I? Just there to be used.
I know the feeling.